A couple of weeks ago, I was praying and asking the Lord for directions for the 40-day fast coming up. And the word that the Lord gave me was out of Haggai, chapter 2. The glory of the latter house shall be greater than the former. Then he told me, a new level of glory. So this year, what the Lord is gonna do, he's gonna give his people a new level of glory, a new dimension of glory. Now, what does that mean exactly? The glory of God is the presence of God. The Bible says when the children of Israel had built a temple unto the Lord, and on the day of the dedication, the glory of God came down like a thick cloud to the point that the priests couldn't stay in the temple. So what does it mean when it said the glory of God came down? The presence of God came down. So in this 40-day, you're going to experience a new level of God's presence. Maybe you thought you felt God's presence before. Maybe you thought you've experienced God's presence before. Maybe you thought you had a life of intimacy with God. But in this new 40 days, you're going to take another level of intimacy, experience another level of intimacy with God. The glory of God is not only the presence of God, it is also the power of God. The Bible says that the first miracle that Jesus Christ did in Cana manifested his glory. What does it mean when it says it manifested his glory? It means it manifested his power. So a new level of glory also means a new level of power, a new level of miracle power, a new level of wonder-working power. So that's what you're going to experience in those 40 days coming up. Maybe you thought you've seen the power of God and the miracle of God, but you're gonna experience them at another level. And third, the glory of God also means the prosperity of God, God's prosperity, divine prosperity. When Jesus was teaching the disciples not to worry, he said, look at the birds and how well dressed they are. And then he said, even Solomon in his glory, in all his glory, was not dressed like one of them. So what does it mean? Solomon, with all of his wealth and prosperity, was not one dressed like one of them. So the glory of God is also the prosperity of God. So a new level of glory means a new level of prosperity. You thought that you were blessed before. You thought that you had experienced God's prosperity before. You thought you had experienced God's wealth before. But in these new 40 days, God is gonna take that up a notch, take it up to another level. So my friends, you don't wanna miss that. From June the 2nd all the way to July 14th, June the 2nd all the way to July 14th, we're gonna gather together and we're gonna worship, we're gonna pray, we're gonna hear the word of the Lord, and most importantly, the presence of God is gonna move from under the tent. We're gonna move from being a mobile church to being a stable church. The presence of God is gonna move from under a tent into his house, where he's gonna pour a new level of glory. So don't miss it. God bless you. Love you all. 2nd of June, it starts all the way through 14th of July. Love you. Bye-bye.